main man himself, the Chaotic Heel, for another amazing Chaotic Recode match. We're ending mipedian week strong with another great warbeast match. It's with my hard-hitting Danians against an even harder-hitting warbeast. And let me know what you've thought of mipedian week. Do you like these themed weeks? Next week could be Marillion themed week, because my god, the amount of Marillion players right now are crazy. So this is my regular Danian team. You've seen it a bunch. In the back row, we have the Danian Queen, followed up by Yeholden for hive support, so Elixir doesn't have to use her counters. Underneath him is Lore, who can blast you from orbit with his ability. Then our main fighters are two Airbeaks. My favorite Danian coming back into Chaotic. He hits like a brick. He has Water 5 and just gains 10 energy through Hive. Pretty good staple fighter card. And then in the middle, we have Nemei. Nemei is a Danian noble who can get high health, and that's about it. So his deck's real interesting. His main attacker is Glost, who is a interesting war beast. He gets a much stronger in the late game usually, but here he gets strong in the early game. One of his conjurers, and I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. His two middle, the one on top that's already gone, and the one on bottom. If he does not have a music counter, he's gone. He codes himself essentially. So what he's using is use two Gear Crescendos, using both his music counters to flip Ravita Flower on Renoon. And the Renoon Flower is you can sacrifice it and give a conjurer two music counters, which is a pretty incredible card. And I think it's a uncommon. So he is having to use some music resources for this, but it's definitely worth it. Renoon, for one music counter, can heal 10. So if both Renoons have 4 music counters each, then they can heal 80 damage, which is almost Glost's health twice over. So that's the strategy. You give those magics to Renoon so you can probably out heal your opponent. And with both of those first conjurers gone, Glost gets Air 5 and Earth 5 for each conjurer gone. So already he has Earth 5 and Air 5. So I use Song Surprisal to get Neme into Renoon, because my thought process is I have to get rid of these healing. I cannot out damage 80 heals, essentially. I just have to do this. So being able to cut it in half already, because there's no way Neme is going to lose to a Conjurer. Conjurers, I feel like 9 out of 10 times aren't going to be a frontline attacker. It has happened before. I think my Queen of the Danians lost to a Savelle once. I don't really remember how. I just, it happened. So crazy things can happen. So at this early stage, I have to be real cautious of what attack cards I play. I'm not going to throw out my best attack cards because I know I'm going to win. I'm going to use challenge cards that I know aren't going to work. I'm going to use my lesser attack cards. And you might be wondering, why are you keeping Gear Grind then? Well, because this is a little bit of a meta play. His War Beast is probably going to have, is it Collar of the War Beast or Leash of the War Beast? It is a great battle gear support for War Beast. It gives them 5 energy per conjurer. I don't remember if it's in their discard or if it's on the field. I think it's on the field. Let's look that up real quick though. So I defeat his Renoon like I knew I would. I move my Earbeak up. This way I can take out the other Renoon. If he takes out my Earbeak, I can do it with my Neme. If he takes out my Neme, I can take it out with the Earbeak. And my thought process is I just have to get rid of the healing. This location sucks for me. This is the Royal Mipedian Academy of Melee Arts. It reduces all non-attack damage to 0. So I can't use Lore. I can't use Song of Symmetry to full effect. It really neuters what I can do to Glost. I think if it was any other location, maybe I could have squeaked by with a win. But yeah, that's what does that thing do. Collar of the War Beast. Oh, it's where'd it go? Oh no, not AI mode. Freaking hate AI mode. It's War Beast Power Leash, so I got the name wrong myself. Equipped creature gains 5 energy. If equipped creature is a warbeast, it gains Recklessness 5 and gains 5 energy for each conjurer you control and deals an additional 5 damage with attacks. So I'm keeping Gear Grind because if I can get him to that health bonus, I can use Gear Grind. He flips down the battle gear and it kills him. Gear Grind, I think, is really good in this format right now because you do have warbeast players who all use that card. I've been playing against a lot of blades who use crawl husk armor, and that way you can turn off 50 energy. Marillions who are using shards to get energy. I only play one. I think two's overkill. But if you're having trouble with, like I said, blades or this war beast leash, think about putting it in your deck. So like I said, I can't use any of my damage music. That really hurts. And look at that damage. He just did 30 damage to me. Not great. And he's getting air 10 and earth 10 with every attack. So that's the only bad thing about Glost is late game, he is going to hit so hard. So I'm using Rest Toxic. I will get the challenge win on it. And he's thinking. And he is... Mipedians are so... I don't know if I'd say underrated, but I feel like they don't. I feel like everyone talks about their creatures, but not their music. Their music, I think, is maybe the best in the game in ways. Like their Song of Recovery that heals for 10, Air 5. Of course, Melody of Mirage, one of the most annoying um, cards in the game. So there's Velocitrap. That will do 10 damage, or 15, because it gets a +5 boost. Or no, he doesn't because he does not get the speed boost. Glost is not that quick. So really good break for me. There's my Deluge of Doom. All I have to do is get him to, I believe, 20 health, and there's a code. So there's a Deluge of Doom, and here we go. There's the Melody of Mirage, one of the best musics in the game. It turns the attack damage to 0, but the effects still go through, I believe. Yep, because he lost his courage. Let's see, Fighter's Fanfare, which bounces a attack back, which, I was like, oh, that's Rhyme of the Reckless. Rhyme of the Recklessness is banned right now, I believe, in Chaotic Rewind. So there's Tornado Tackle. That'll reshuffle the decks and deal 15 damage to me because of his Air 10 and his +5 from his Power Leash. So I just got to take, I believe, 20 more damage to him, and that's a code. So I'm going to go ahead and heal real quick. I probably should have waited to do my attack first. So this is probably a misplay on me. Because if I didn't get a good attack... So there's Swarming Destruction. That will do it. It will get him to that threshold. But yeah, I probably should have waited to heal right here, where I know I'm gonna probably live another turn. Because Mipedians don't have damage dealing music, I believe, so much. It's mostly healing, denial, like I said, Fighter's Fanfare, Melody of Mirage, Song of Shelter, which is also great music. You cannot target that creature with damage, or not damage, abilities, or is it abilities and music? I think it's abilities and music. So I'm going to go ahead and heal real quick. That'll put me at 50, and I just need to do 2 more attacks. And I think this was a misplay, because there's no way Name is surviving 2 hits. Well, I guess he could. If he just had another Velocitrap, that would only dealt 5, or maybe a Courage Challenge that wouldn't work. He won't win any challenge because Name has higher stats on everything. And like I said, there's a Vaporize. So I'll take 5 damage. But yeah, so there we go. So, and there's a Rest Toxic. Am I going to go ahead and use the Gear Grind? Let's see. I think I'm counting, seeing how much damage it would do. I do go ahead and use Gear Grind. I think he'll live with 10 health. Let's see. You gotta do the math here. You gotta count, like, how many counters on the board? Okay, what's the battle gear do? So the battle gear adds 5. He does have Renew, so he can heal for 40, and there he goes. I think that definitely would have coded him. Because of his Renew, he can heal, though. So I believe he has to heal... He healed once, but I'm still at 45. So I'm definitely not out of the woodworks yet. But he can heal by another 30. So there's Sand Strike, which would deal. Will this code me? No, that'll put me at 10. So I have that Rest Toxic. I have that Swarming Destruction. I'm going to go ahead and use Rust Toxic because I get the challenge. So that'll do 20 damage. So he has to use two more counters on Renoon or his main fighter's coded, which he is. So at this point, I know Renoon, or not Renoon, too many creatures. Name is not, he's going to lose this fight. I don't have healing. I guess I could have, let's see what the next attack is and see if that would have worked. Let's see. So, but luckily he could only heal 10 more with Renoon. Now he could have two Songs of Recoveries, which also would give him a plus air 5, which is crazy to think about. But what's his next attack? Because I believe I have two Song of Symmetries, and that would put me at 30 health. Oh no, it wouldn't matter. They're slow sand. Yeah, that would have done 35 because of his. Yeah. Yeah. So I would have been 5 short. But that is a big attack to use on a 10 health Name. Maybe he thought I could out heal more. But so very costly battle for him. He survived with 10 health. And like I said, if the Royal Mipedian Academy of Melee Arts maybe didn't happen, maybe I would have got the win there because I could have hit for 40 because I could have used both the Lore's cards or both of his abilities for one music. He can deal 10 damage, and then I have two Song of Symmetries, which heals me for 10 but damages you by 10. So I think I could have got the win there. So, and this is a really good positioning. Um, I have to attack one of his conjurers, which sucks because then that'll just make his glow stronger. So I have to decide which one I want to do. And I'm gonna decide to go after Renoon to get rid of that last healing ability. So he does. So he will have to rely on healing Mujic itself to do it. Now, this back row Mepedian, he is a conjurer himself, and he reduces your warbeast recklessness by an additional 10 if you spend a Mujic. I don't remember if he has a natural, uh, like Mujic. I think he does. I think he can bump it. I think that's his shtick. What's your favorite conjurer? Mine's I don't know what mine is. Savel's probably the best one in my opinion. And I think probably the more competitive one. So I don't even remember what attack was that. I wasn't paying attention because I know I'm gonna win, and I kind of hate that this location I'm using on a conjurer because this gives me water 5 and initiative. So I do get a Sunderground out of my hand, and my attack hand's pretty good. Storming Destruction and Caustic Cascade both get pumped up pretty well by that my ear beak. So I move Yeholden up, and let's see, and I'm gonna move my Elixia up to give Yeholden Defender, which doesn't really matter right here because I'm sure he has to, or not has to, but it'd be a good play to go after that ear beak because if he doesn't, I can go after that 2 Magic Conjurer. My thought process is as long as I can survive 2 attacks, which is I don't think could happen anyway, he won't be able to use Mujic, and I can maybe outdamage him with my Mujic as long as I just destroy all of his. So now we're at his location, so he's going to get initiative, and this is when I'm thinking, okay, maybe I've messed up somewhere, because as you're gonna see, his Glost is so powerful now. He has Air 15 and Earth 15. So if there's an air symbol and an earth symbol, he's dealing 30 damage. And as you're about to see, Thunder Shout does 20. Yeah, they're in one attack. My best fighter's gone. One of my ear beaks gone in one attack. Even if I healed, it wouldn't have mattered. So I'm like, oh crap, okay. And now I just got to think, what do I do? Because do I go for that? Well, he gets to move, of course, but is he gonna move? He could just let that conjurer that he just moved take a sacrifice, and then Glost goes up another 5. So then he'd have Air 20, Earth 20, which maybe he should have done because to do 40 damage with just if you couldn't do any damage but it had a symbol to do 40 or 20, that's pretty crazy. So here's Gloomuk Swamp. What do? I think I just pass? Let's see. What do I do? But yeah, I can't fight anything. I move my Yeholden up. Do I move? I think. Let's see. Now, I still have a bunch of damage I can do. Lore can do 20 damage, and I still have two Song of Symmetries. So I can put 40 damage on the board with Music, which is really nice. So I don't move anything up. Maybe I should have moved the Lore up. Now, it is his attack, so he gets Swift and range 1, I believe, with that location. And he goes after my Yeholden, which is his only option, which I'm fine with. It's not Airbeak. Jehoden's really just there to use to help with Hive, so Elixia does not have to use her counters. So again, another instant code. Nothing I can do. Glost is so good in the late game. Like, it's crazy. I think the first time I ever played against him, I didn't really understand what the air and earth meant just yet, and just instantly getting creatures knocked out really put the main man in a tizzy. Like, oh my god, what just happened? What cards did you play against where that was the case? When you're like, what? Another one that I had never played against was what's that attack called? What's that attack called? When it does like 35 damage, but it gives all of your creatures a music counter, and it was for the ban list happened. So Najaran, Fluid Morpher's Foe was still legal, and that was crazy. So here we go. One of my best locations, Skeletal Springs. I get initiative, gives me Water 5, and has a cool ability where Fluid Morphers can't gain counters. Really great card. And here's the Luge of Doom. That will deal 35 damage. That's a crazy card to get off the top. But I'm worried about a Melody of Mirage, a Fighter's Fanfare. I'm thinking he's still going to win. And he probably can. Mipedians can come back so good. Their like recovery music is so incredible. That and Overlord music and some just basic generic. So here I'm going to start to heal, just to make sure I can survive a hit. I just need to survive a hit, and maybe I can get it because he took the damage. I'm like, okay, maybe he thinks I have a stronger card, which I do have Ice Disc in this deck, and that would deal 45, maybe 50 damage with all the boost. So, you know, I I would also save my Melody Mirage for that kind of a strike because all my cards have been 2 and lower. I haven't thrown a 3 out. I haven't thrown a 4 out. So he's definitely playing real cautious, which good play on him. So there's 2 Song of Symmetries. That'll heal me 20 and deal 20 damage to him. So here we go. And it's like, okay, maybe I can win this. Here's Lore. I can hit him for twice. If he doesn't have Song of Shelter, we're good. And I should have just stopped here. I got greedy. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. But I do the other lore effect, and wouldn't you know it, he has Song of Shelter. So, and that'll stop that damage from going through, and I can't target him with anything. I don't have anything else to target him with. All I have is a Refrain of Denial. So there's a Thunder Shout. That's gonna hit really hard. Have I activated Hive yet? And there he's using, let's see, yep, reduced. So he would take recklessness damage if he didn't have that. I think he still will because that power leash gives him 5 more recklessness. So, 30. What? It did 55 damage. So here I'm using Caustic Cascade. If he blocks this, it's game over. He still has 1 music counter. This can easily be a Melody of Mirage or anything along the sorts. A fighter, or it can't be a Fighter's Fanfare because he has to have 2 music counters for it. And there's the game, people. There is how you beat another warbeast. You just gotta fight them, people. Don't give up. I was surprised. I even text him like, "See, no second Melody of Mirage?" Question mark. Because I am always gonna play 2. I feel like why wouldn't you play 2? I'm sure there's better arguments for why you wouldn't play 2, but There we go. That's the end of our matches for mipedian week. I have one more in the chamber, but the main man gets a little tired after making 3 videos in a week, and I'm gonna make a special one about my hopes if Chaotic's at San Diego Comic Con. I have no idea if they are. But thanks for watching. Our last video was actually the best video on the channel for watch time in the first day, so thank you. And remember, here at the NCO, this is where the big boys play, and that's the bottom line.